Good afternoon, morning, evening, everyone, wherever you are. Let me start by thanking you all for taking some of your time to watch this LinkedIn event, either live or the replay that will be available after being broadcasted. I greatly appreciate you being here. Without further ado, let's get started. So, what is this event about? It's the platform demonstration of Beyond Satisfaction Academy. I'm going to show you what it is about, its impact, what it includes, its content, the different features, materials, tools included in it. And we're going to explore the platform itself. We're going to explore the different features, materials, content. We're going to see what are the different modules about. And we will explore two different modules for you to have a look. We're going to focus mostly on one, but I'm going to show you a second one if we have time. Before I get started with all this, let me introduce myself for those who don't know me. I'm Pierre. I'm the founder of Beyond Satisfaction Academy and Beyond Satisfaction Training, two different entities, one being the platform that I'm showing you today, and the second one being in-person customer service training delivered by myself. I started my business 5 years ago with this and implemented on the way Beyond Satisfaction Academy. My background is hospitality. I've been working for hospitality for over 15 years, mostly in luxury five-star hotels, but other different types of establishments as well all around the world. In France, where I'm originally from, of course, in the UK, in US, in China. I was mostly focusing on delivering very large events. I've been through various roles up to head of department, where I was in charge of the delivery of all operations when it comes to events in those five-star hotels. So I was in charge of a lot of people. Managing and training people has been a huge part of my career when I started with my business 5 years ago, and still being in touch with hospitality with that platform, but also non-hospitality businesses when it comes to in-person training. And even the platform itself can be available to non-hospitality businesses. Talking about the platform itself, so I'm just going to do a brief introduction of the platform before I go more in depth with what it is about. The platform is an onboarding and training platform for hospitality and beyond. It includes a wide variety of powerful and impactful modules that are key focuses when it comes to managing a team and the people for hospitality businesses, customer service, leadership, conflict management, communication, courageous conversation, continuous improvement, standing against blaming culture, successful integration, you name it. All those topics that most businesses want to train their team on, but either don't have the time, resources, or the budget. This platform, as you saw, it's onboarding and training platform. So it's not only a training platform, like a learning management system, it's also an onboarding platform. So there are specific modules for onboarding new employees that you can include part of your induction plan. So that was a really important focus of the platform, not only to train current employees with all those different upskilling modules that it includes, but also focusing on the onboarding, which is a huge focus when it comes to hospitality. How it works in terms of membership is very simple. We'll have time to run through this a little bit more in depth, but just to summarize it very briefly, one membership needed for one property or one branch. A package can be done for as many properties, as many branches as needed. And then you can simply, with that monthly membership, give access to all your employees. If they are leaders, they probably will be more focusing on the leadership courses. If they're guest facing, they will be more focusing on the customer service courses. But there are also many modules that are for everybody. With that one membership that you can leave anytime, you can give access to all your employees. They will have their own individual account. It takes less than a minute for them to create the account and access the platform. It will be saved every time they log in and log out. You will be able, as an admin, to monitor the team progression, communicate, and follow up with the team accordingly. Why Beyond Satisfaction Academy? Very simple for me to answer. Making powerful and impactful training accessible and available to all at all times, but also easily implemented within the company, easy to use. So training is not a luxury. Training is something that can be accessed anytime, whenever possible, whenever the team members are available. That difficulty many businesses are having when it comes to training, which is gathering everybody in the same room at the same time. And even if you do have the ability to do it, it's obviously very time consuming, a lot of logistic. So obviously it costs money. And even if you do all those training internally, it's taking a lot of resources and you may not be doing it as well as you want or as consistently as you want, which is a huge focus when it comes to training. Let's say you call outside trainers. So many different topics means so many different trainers. It's representing a lot of budget. Even if you have the budget, it's very hard to schedule this throughout the year, gather everybody in the same room in order to deliver those training. This platform solves all those problems and actually goes very well alongside in-person training. The good thing with this platform is that I've been working very hard on it to make sure that the content is impactful, engaging, personalized, and bespoke, but also making as much of a long-term impact and bringing that continuity as in-person training. That was the main focus. Through all the different materials, the videos, the personalized bits that we will explore together, such as the ability for each users to write down twice their own individual takeaways and download those takeaways, but also all the different things they can do while they explore the courses, the post-training assignments and activities to bring that continuity, the different videos summarizing specific points, either of myself or from different trainers or speakers that are being shared on the platform. So all this has one goal, not just providing a learning management system to tick boxes, but making the content as powerful, impactful, personalized, bespoke, and making as much of a long-term impact as an in-person training course. That was the main focus. This platform also complement perfectly internal resources when it comes to training other learning management system. If you go for that platform, the last thing I want is to make you feel stuck. The membership can be left at any time because I know that's a big thing when it comes to hospitality and businesses in general. Feeling stuck is not necessarily the best feeling if you get onboarding with something you don't know. And I totally understand that. But also, I'm sure of its content. I'm sure of the impact. I've been working very hard on it in order to make sure it makes the best impact. I have no problem making the membership like that and giving my clients the possibility to live whenever they want. So, in terms of the impact, I've already explained a little bit, but just to summarize, it's about onboarding as well. So, better onboarding performance and higher new hire retention. We know how it is when it comes to hospitality. It's a very high pressure environment. There's a lot to cover, but also there's so much to train the team on already when it comes to the job itself. Most part of the time, newly onboarded employee, they have very quickly to get on the job. So they can be quite thrown in the arena very quickly without having the tools to do their job. It's not necessarily the fault of the businesses. They do their best. It's just a reality that we are facing in hospitality. It's a very fast-paced environment. There's a lot of things to cover. It's very technical sometimes for some jobs. And sometimes someone leaving is not necessarily at the best time. So you need that person to get on the job as quickly as possible. That platform helps you to train your new employees on all those core topics that you would like to train them on that you don't necessarily have the time. The more you provide those tools to those employees, the more they are feeling acknowledged and they feel supported in order to do their job successfully. So they're going to be staying longer. They're also going to stay more loyal, more committed to the brand. But it's also going to have an impact on those newly onboarded employees, not only for them to pass their probation, but also to stay in the long term and to really get integrated the way they should by using this platform as part of your induction plan. Of course, it's going to have an impact on your team's productivity and on your team performance. You will also have a faster and clearer return on training investment. Sometimes training can be taking quite a bit of budget if you want to train your team on all those core topics and call a different trainer each time. There's also, again, time consuming to do that. And therefore, you may not do it as consistently as you want. The return on training investment may not be as great as you want, but also as measurable as you want. You will be able to measure it, but you will also be able to scale it as much as you want because, like I said, you can have as many membership as needed into specific packages. The more you grow or the more you want more properties or branches to be boarded with the platform. So it's much more scalable across all the different properties and therefore making a better impact on your team and on your training performance. Of course, it's going to have an impact on customer satisfaction, on the customer service performance. I initially am a customer service trainer. Customer service training represent at least 30% of the content included in the platform. So it will therefore have an impact on that. Let's go through what the platform includes in terms of different functionalities, materials, tools, etc. So there is an app available. You will have the possibility to do it directly on the desktop, on your tablet, or on the phone. So your employees can do it whenever they want, wherever they want, and do it in an easy way directly through their phone or through their app. Each module includes twice, like I mentioned, bespoke individual takeaways and actions that each user through each module need to write down on the things they would like to stop, start, and continue doing. And therefore, after that, download accordingly. But there are also additional downloadable key module takeaways. There are two different assessments for each module that each user has to complete. If they do not reach a certain percentage of good answers, they will have to redo the assessment and go back to the previous parts to run through the different insights that's been covered that they would like to learn again, review in order to complete this assessment accordingly. Individual account for each user with admin access given to the HR department to monitor team progression and follow up accordingly. Like I said, the modules are split in two different sections, the onboarding and the upskilling modules. The upskilling modules are for all employees, but the onboarding modules are for those employees that are getting started into your company. Yes, very important point. Each module includes four main parts when it comes to the content. Within each part, each user will have specific activities for them to do while completing the module, but it doesn't stop there. They will also have post-training activities and assignments to do once they've completed the module. Once they receive their certificate, they will have to do that exactly like in-person training. A powerful training doesn't stop once the training is completed. A powerful training is about what is done moving forward. And those modules include specific assignments, individual or team activities for them to do after they completed the module. So you are making sure as a company, and they are themselves making sure as individuals, that there is continuity, long-term impact in the things they've learned. And of course, they can access anytime the modules they've completed again, because the good thing is that they can take notes on each part of the module. They can highlight any part they want and add some notes directly on the module, and therefore go back to it to review those notes accordingly. They are being given on the side downloadable user guideline, downloadable notebook where they can directly take note either virtually or by writing, depending on what they prefer. Now, let's cover again very quickly some of the different modules that the platform includes. Some of the onboarding modules: customer service, such as complaint handlings, master customer service through the core basics, having the right mindset and the perfect attitude when it comes to customer service. But also other topics that are crucial for onboarding, such as continuous improvement and performance management, how to start your new job with a vision, values, and mindset of a winner, effective and impactful communication. It starts with you, the core foundations of powerful team working, and tips and methods to successfully getting started into your new role. This one is a very important one because that will be helping them a lot to get started into their new job. When it comes to some of the upskilling modules, there are 5 different customer service modules. There are modules about courageous conversations with your team and colleagues, conflict management, how to successfully handle and solve conflicts in the workplace, bringing your communication skills to the next level, be on top of your own performance by consistently aiming for continuous improvement, blaming culture, how to successfully stand against it in the workplace, but also leadership modules, the core foundations of impactful leadership, successfully implementing a culture of performance management, and train the trainer module, how to turn the leaders into trainer themselves when it comes to whatever duties they have, insights they need to train their team on, whatever they need their team to learn. They will learn how to become trainer themselves. So again, to bring that continuity and make that long-term impact. Now I think it's time to share the platform with you. So let's go to the homepage of the platform. So this is the homepage of the platform. Once you're given access to it, either yourself or your users will have this page. If you are an admin, you will have access to more materials, more insights to see the team's progression, etc. But this is the homepage summarizing what the platform is about. So you can sign up here or sign in if you are already signed up. You have a little bit of a description. You can access 2 categories of modules here. You can also download the app directly here. You can contact us if you have any questions. If you sign up, it's very simple. You will be given an access code, the same for everybody. Put your first name, last name, email address, password, and the user code given to you, and your account is created. If you are the admin person, we will automatically put you as an admin once you have created your account every time you want to access the platform. This is the after login page that you will see once you log in. You will be able to have a summary of the different hours you've been through, completions of the courses, and the certificates. You will have access to the different modules here. You can download your user guideline and notebook. You can also download the Word version if you want to write on the guideline digitally. You can access the modules here. You will have monthly articles included for yourself or your users. If you want to go through the onboarding module, here on top, you have access directly to the onboarding and upskilling module. So you can just click here and then you will have access to the main homepage of the onboarding modules, where you will have a summary of the different hours, videos, activities, and assignments included. So you can download the user guideline and notebook, and you can directly access the modules. You can also directly access the upskilling modules. Every time you access one of the modules, you can leave the page, it will directly be saved. Here is the homepage of the third onboarding module about customer service, from the right mindset to the perfect attitude. Users will have a summary about the modules, about what it includes, diary of the module itself in detail, giving you all the different parts, giving you all the different summaries and assignments. So they know exactly what they're going to complete once they get started. And like I said, they don't have to complete it in one go. They can come and go, come and leave whenever they want and finish later. So let's go through this module. Once you get started into the module, that will be the first homepage. You have some introductory videos explaining how to use the platform. You will have different ones throughout the platform. This is the first page of the module explaining what it is. On the left-hand side, you have a summary of the different parts of the module. So they can navigate as they want through the different parts of the module. If they didn't reach the percentage of completion, they can go back to the previous part to review what they need to review and then go back to it accordingly. So that's the module overview, summarizing the different parts. There's an FAQ if there are specific questions, a summary of the user guideline itself, explaining how it works, what they get at the end of each section, a summary of the two first parts of the module, and they can download their user guidelines. That is the part just before part one. I will be showing you the first content part of the customer service modules. Once they go through the page, this is the different parts. They will have different slides, different explanation. Like I said, they can take notes. So they just have to highlight something. If they want to highlight that part, they can highlight it. If they want to take note, they can take note accordingly. And this will be saved automatically. If they want to remove their note, they can just remove it. They can do that anywhere in the module. They also have access to videos of myself or other speakers talking about the specific topic of the module, of that specific part of the module. There are some quotes, some stats summarizing how important is the part of that module. At the end of that page, they will have access to their activity. They can download and complete their activity before moving on to the next part. This is the next part, the 5 core foundations to follow and the 5 key attitudes to display when it comes to customer service. So the same, they can highlight anything, they can take notes on anything they want. Those, most part of the time, are summaries of what is included there that will also be included in their post-training key insights downloadable. So it's a summary for them to run through. It's not only videos of myself, it's powerful and impactful videos related to the specific content. Sometimes you have up to 2 activities per module part, so it can go up to 8 activities per modules. And this doesn't include the post-training assignments and activities that I will be showing you. So once they are done with the first part of the module, they will have the first module summary, summarizing what they run through. They will be able to practice some questions related to the topic and be ready for the assignment to come after part 2. So they will be able to test their knowledge based on what they've learned here. So it's different questions. And once they've completed, they will see their answers, where they were right, where they were wrong. And on top of going back to the previous part to see what they need to learn, they will be able to talk to an AI chatbot to ask questions based on the negative answers they gave to understand where they got the answer wrong and what they can do to learn from it. AI is integrated directly into the assessments. That is the individual takeaway, the same way that at the end of the first parts of the module and at the end of the last parts of the modules, they will have to go through specific assessment. At the end of those first part and at the end of those 2 last parts, they will also have to write down their own takeaways on things they would like to stop, start, and continue doing it. Once they submit it, so at least 4 things, but it can be more, they will be able to download the PDF of those takeaways. So they will have their own personalized takeaways, and this will be twice per modules for all the modules. This is something that has to be completed by the users before they move forward. Once they've completed everything, They just have to write down their first and last name, and they will have their own personalized certificate for each module. They just have to download the certificate, and they will have it for each module completion. This part is after the two first parts. Before the two last parts of the module, they will have a little explanation about the importance of individual takeaways. They will have a summary of the two last parts, a summary of what the two last parts will help them achieve, and then they will get started with the assessments. Again, a summary about how important it is to complete those assessments. At the end of the module, they will be able to download the module main takeaways. This is the main takeaway slides of the module on top of their own individual takeaways. So they will have three different takeaways, the two ones that they are writing themselves at the end of each two parts, and the main module takeaways already included for them to download at the end once they've completed everything. The activities are not limited to completing the module. They are also about post-module completion, what they will be doing in the following weeks, following months. So they have specific things that they need to do. Most part of the time, those activities is not like one-off. It's for them to do on a regular basis, and they can download that and do that accordingly. And again, take notes on their user notebook as much as they want. That is the first part of the upskilling module about blaming culture. So again, you have different insights, you have different methods to apply. Again, that is more in depth about that specific method when it comes to blaming cultures. You can see that first part is about promoting accountability and solution focus in order to stand against blaming culture. You will have that summary of what is covered here that will be included in the main modules takeaway. You will have some videos related to that specific topic. Here is creating a culture of accountability. The activities can be downloaded and completed before moving to the next part. And of course, the ability for the admin person to monitor the team's progression, to see where they are in the completion of the different modules. All modules take time to be completed. It's not something that can be completed in 1 month. And also on top of that, with the membership, additional modules are added on a regular basis throughout the year. There's also constant updated of specific modules. And of course, you will be aware of that. So the employees can recomplete modules based on what's been updated. And also the possibility to make bespoke content, bespoke modules based on the one you would like to have created and included into the platform. Each school for each membership is bespoke based on your own needs. Thanks to that, but also based on that completion process I've been explaining. Beyond Satisfaction in general got 42 5-star reviews on Google. A lot of qualifications and accreditations related to learning and development. So the content and the content creator is accredited. Some testimonials as well throughout the years, and over 500 attendees testimonials from all the different training that have been delivered throughout the year. So yes, quality is certified. My main goal was to transform what I've been delivering in person into something digital, while keeping the impact, the personalization, the bespoke side, but also the engagement through all those activities, and mostly the long-term impact that if it was in-person training. That was my main goal, and because I've been focusing on when I've been building that platform. Most of the insights from that platform are coming from here. AI is integrated into the platform for users to make their journey throughout the platform better, more impactful. But in terms of the insights themselves, it's not AI generated, it's Pierre's brain generated. If you would like to get to know more about the platform, you can do so by reaching out to me directly. There's two ways for you to get to know more about the platform: either your free discovery call or either your 10 days free platform trial. You can book both by reaching out to me either on LinkedIn or through the website link available. I think we're done here. Thank you for your time. Either you watched that event live or you are watching the replay. I greatly appreciate your time, and I'm available if you have any questions. Thanks again. Take good care, and looking forward to the next one. Bye-bye, everyone.